Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is John in the Clouds, and today I will be sharing my thoughts on the DJI Neo and specifically on the DJI Neo Motion Flight Mode Combo Kit. So this combo comes with obviously with the DJI Neo, comes with a remote controller free that we will use to fly it with the goggles into FPV mode, and also comes with two extra batteries. This is all you get in the kit.
So here we can see the technical aspects of the drone, even though I don't want to focus too much on the technical side, because we're talking about a drone that we can get for as cheap as $200 to €100, and it's meant for content creation, for social media, so it's not meant to get really nice photos and videos. So yeah, on the technical side, we have a drone that weighs 135 grams. It's supposed to be able to fly up to 80 minutes, even though I've been doing around 15-minute flights, kind of. Its max speed is about 57 kilometers per hour, which is about 35 miles per hour. But to be able to do that, you need to be able to fly it in manual mode, and for that you will need the FPV Controller 3. So it's important to keep that in mind, because with the pack you get, you will not be able to fly it at such speeds. It has a half-an-inch sensor, which means that in bad light conditions, the video is going to look a little bit grainy and not very nice. For the video resolution, we will get 4K up to 30 FPS and 180p up to 60 FPS. For the video formats, we can get 4:3 or 16:9. That depends on what you want to use your footage for. And we also have the rock steady stabilization. Usually it works pretty nice. It works, for example, really nice with the Avatar 2, but in this DJI Neo, since the image quality is not that great, and if we use the stabilization, we'll lose a lot of the image size, and it will look not really great, to be honest. It can also shoot vertical video, but you have to keep in mind that it's cropped, which means that whatever you get, it will crop the image. So I recommend that you use 4/3, so you get more real estate on the top and on the bottom, and then you can crop it on an editing software. I wouldn't use the vertical video by itself on the app. So about the storage, the internal storage of the drone, it comes with 22 gigs. But this is important, you cannot use external SD cards for adding extra storage to it. So you will find yourself downloading the videos on your computer or even on your phone pretty often. And it happens to me a couple of times that I wanted to record something and I had to download them on my phone using the DJI Fly app. But again, this is something that kind of sucks, to be honest. And I'm pretty sure that if there's ever a DJI Neo 2, it will for sure have more storage, or either you will be able to use an SD card for it, but not in this case. So yeah, that's something that you have to keep in mind. About the max flight distance, it's supposed to be around 7 kilometers. I haven't tested it out. The maximum I was able to do was around 1 kilometers. I could have done more, but I didn't want to risk it because the battery will not allow it. You can fly up to 80 minutes, supposedly. But again, you will not be able to fly 7 kilometers and then come back and do a total of 14 kilometers. But again, it's pretty nice. I had no issues with the connection. So in this matter, there's nothing else to comment. The drone is supposed to have a wind resistance of 8 meters per second. And I'm saying supposed to because yeah, it can withstand it. But being honest, you will not be getting any usable footage if there's a little bit of wind. A slight breeze can mess your video because we have only a 1x gimbal, so the footage is not really stable. Yeah, you will use rock steady stabilization, but it will not be great. You have to keep that in mind. If there's wind, I wouldn't recommend you taking this drone out. And for finishing with the specs, we have a 1435 milliamp hour battery, which, as we said before, it will last you around 15 minutes flight. If you fly a little more aggressive, you may be getting 12 minutes, which is great for an FPV drone if we fly that way. We have obstacle sensings only on the downside, so if you put your hand beneath it, you will be able to get your drone back. And it comes in around $519 and 529 euros here in Europe. So here's the most interesting thing about the DJI Neo, and it's that it's like 4 drones in one. You can use the Motion Controller 3 and the FPV Controller 3 to fly it as an FPV drone. You can use the N3 to get stabilized footage such as the one you would get, for example, on a Mini 3. It's not the same in terms of quality, but you can do it. And you can also fly without the controller at all. You can just put it in the palm of your hand, pre-select the mode you want, either if you want to follow, droney, orbit, or the rocket mode. Let's start first with the Motion Controller 3. I had to take this video out of my FPV goggles because I've lost the original footage. This is because the 22 gigs of internal storage of the drone, but that's another thing. So this is the first flight that a friend of mine took. He had never flew an FPV drone. He just completed the tutorial and he was feeling pretty confident using the Motion Controller 3 because it's fun to use, but it's only going to be fun for the first 2 or 3 flights. Then it gets too easy, let's say. And do not get me wrong, I think it's amazing that a person that has never flew a drone before is able to follow a 5-minute tutorial and then have the confidence to fly freely as we are seeing on the video. But being honest, flying with the Motion Controller 3, at least for me, got pretty boring in the first 2 or 3 flights. It's cool at the beginning, it's really easy to do it, but I don't think you will use it in the future. Now with the Remote Controller 3. This is the main reason that I got the drone for. I wanted to be able to fly with the Remote Controller 3 as an FPV drone and not using the Motion Controller 3. And as we're seeing here, it flies okay. I mean, it's not brilliant, it's not fast, it is predictable if you're going slow, but there's a huge issue with the DJI Neo, and I ended up returning it to Amazon. I will comment more on that later. The biggest issue it has is how unpredictable it is when you're doing some maneuvers. Here in the video, I was trying to do some flips and I completely lost it, as you're seeing right now. And it's very unpredictable. As long as there's a little breeze, you're trying to go a little faster, you can just lose it for no reason at all, and maybe you cannot regain control and you will end up crashing. That's why I gained some altitude in order to try it. So yeah, it's not enjoyable to fly if every tight corner you take, you can end up getting in the ground. I mean, it's flyable, but I never had the confidence to fly it without worrying at all. So yeah, I don't recommend this drone to fly it into FPV mode because you will end up crashing and maybe losing the drone in an unreachable place. And about the N3 controller, I haven't been able to test it out because I do not own an N3 controller. I own an N2 controller, but they are not compatible. I have flew, for example, my Mini 3 using my N2 controller. I expect it to be the same, but we have to keep in mind that the DJI Neo only has a 1-axis gimbal, so it's not going to be as stabilized as the Mini 3, for example. One thing that I know, because I've seen it in some reviews, is that you can change some more settings using the N3 controller and the DJI Fly app. So there's some options that you can only change if you're using that controller. And for the last part, we're going to talk about the main selling point of the drone, which is the pan flying and also the flying from the DJI app. And I have to say that I've lost most of my clips because of the 22 gigs of internal storage. I ended up deleting all the videos so I could have more space. I thought that I had a backup on my local computer, but I did not. Obviously, the fault is on me. It's not because of the 22 gigs, but you get the idea. And those are the automatic modes we have. First one, we have the follow. It's the drone simply will follow you at the distance you have configured in the app. By default, it's on short. Then we have the droney, which is when the drone goes in diagonal for the distance you have configured. Then we have the circle, it will just orbit around us. Then the rocket, it will just go up and keep pointing us with the gimbal. Then there's the spotlight, in which the drone will keep the focus on us while being on a static point. And the final mode we have is custom, which is called direction track. And how does it work? It basically, what it does is follow you from the distance you have configured. For example, if you configure it at 3 meters, if you go towards the drone, it will fly away from you, and if you go away from the drone, it will follow you. And what happened to me the first time is that I didn't know how to get it back. I was trying to chase it, but it was still flying away from me. So what you have to do is you have to stand still, and the drone will end up fly back to you. So here's the only clip I have from the automatic mode of the drone. I've lost all the rest of those. And for finishing this video, I will just go with the conclusions that I took from the DJI Neo. And I think that the drone is amazing. We're talking about a drone that you can get for as cheap as €200, $200. And that's amazing. I mean, you get a decent quality camera, you get the AI functions, and I think that's amazing. And there's no competitors at that price range. And also, if you want to have more advanced features such as the N3 controller options for controlling the drone and going a little further, because with your phone you can just go as far as 30 meters. It is still a pretty good option to get the Fly Mode combo kit, which comes in around €350. And also, if you want to try FPV, you want to try the Motion Controller 3, I think it's also a great option. The pack that comes with the N3 goggles, which is the one that I'm actually reviewing, it's the one that I got. I think it's pretty worth it on every price range, on every pack. I think it has a pretty good price, can do many things for what it is. So we are talking about a drone that can practically do it all. It can record stabilized footage such as a Mini 3, obviously not with the same quality or the same stabilization. It can also fly FPV, it can also do some AI tracking, and I think that that's pretty interesting. Being fair, it's not that good at anything. I would even say that it's not even good at those things, but the important thing is that it can do them. So if this is going to be your first drone and you're not sure what you want to do, I mean, if you're not sure you want to fly FPV, if you want to record some stable footage, or you want a drone that can do the AI tracking and all that, I think this is a pretty good option. For me, it was not, because I ended up returning it to Amazon because I have my necessities covered with other products. But yeah, I think that it was amazing nonetheless. So this is my opinion on the DJI Neo. I hope you find this informative, and I hope that it helped you decide if you were not sure if the DJI Neo was a good option for you or not. Also, if you have any doubt, or if you disagree with anything I just said, I will read you down in the comments below. Now I will leave you with my cringy outro that I recorded for this review.
This is it for today. See you all in the clouds.